welcome to this new video for my channel, The Mental Traveler. I'm Caro Herrera, and today I'm going to be reviewing a story called Coming Home. I shall be talking about the book, which was written by Rosamunde Pilcher and published in 1995, and its adaptation from 1998, starring Keira Knightley, Peter O'Toole, Emily Mortimer, Paul Bettany, Jonah Lumley, and more. Before I begin though, let me just say that this will be a spoiler-free video, so you can sit back and enjoy. I can still remember the moment that Coming Home came into my life. It was when I was 16, and my Bible studies teacher, knowing I was really into books, history, and anything from England, told me that she was going to lend me one of her favorite novels. And of course that novel was Coming Home. And I remember having it on my desk and browsing through it and reading the first pages. And in the end I read it all, I loved it. And I think, unless I'm mistaken, that I reread it at once after I'd first finished it. And then at one point later on I discovered that a movie had been made of it, and because it starred Keira Knightley and Peter O'Toole, of course I watched it, and I remember that I enjoyed it. So yeah, over the years, for some reason, I never forgot Coming Home, and I knew that I was gonna reread it one day. But now, over a decade later, I thought it was high time that I finally reread it because I wanted to review it for this channel. So in March of 2020, I bought it, I reread it, I saw the movie again because it's here on YouTube, and that's why I'm here. Coming Home is the story of Judith Dunbar, and we follow her from the time she's 14 years old to when she's almost 25. It starts when she begins going to boarding school in Cornwall because her family are stationed in the Far East due to her father's works. And at school, Judith becomes best friends with this girl called Loveday Carey Lewis. Loveday comes from a beautiful and very wealthy family, and as the years go by, Judith becomes a part of the Carey Lewis's clan as well. We follow the girls and their relatives and friends as they discover love and loss, face betrayals, and try to survive World War II. So yeah, Coming Home follows the coming of age of Judith, and while this is a good adaptation of it, it's not 100% faithful, moving certain events around, erasing certain characters, and giving secondary ones more prominence, and it also changes how some of the main characters behave, and even what their endings are like. Okay, so I love the book more than I did the movie, but I want to start my review with the film. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars review. It has wonderful settings and costumes, and overall I think that it does a good job trying to capture the spirit of the book. But the novel is just too long, like almost 1,000 pages, so it's hard to adapt every single aspect of it. But I think that what I most enjoyed about it was Peter O'Toole and Jonah Lumley's performances, because as Edgar and Diana Carey Lewis, they really captured the essence of their characters. But I just didn't like that they changed certain characters' actions and their fates so much. What happens to Loveday in that movie is totally different to what happens to her in the book, and in a way the same applies to her brother Edward. But I also didn't like some of the things that they did to the main characters, for example Judith, particularly regarding her interactions with her younger sister. Still, moving back to the book, I give it a 5 out of 5 stars review, and I highly recommend it because it's just superb. It is wonderful, an epic family saga, and I loved every minute of the week it took me to read it. I thought that all the characters were well constructed and developed, and they were believable, so I never really got confused as to who was who as the plot extended. I could have wished for a little bit more romance, particularly for the main character, but in the end there are just so many things going on that wasn't that big of a drawback, because I mean this book really has it all. Love, whether it's first love, forbidden passions, or more realistic, true, enduring love. It has exotic settings, it covers history, it has a fantastic female protagonist, it covers different historical events, it has a fantastic female protagonist whom I could relate and look up to, and I think it's also pretty cool that I read this book back when I was 16, and I enjoyed it to the point that I never forgot it. It was a really cool reading experience to sort of remember what was gonna happen before it happened, sort of like echoes from the past. I'm also very proud of my younger self for having such excellent taste, because even though I'm sure that I didn't really grasp the depth of the emotions and the issues that this story covers, it nonetheless struck a chord and I never forgot it. So I think that I should really dedicate this video to my teacher for introducing me to the story, because otherwise I'm not sure if I would have learned about it. But yeah, something else that I would really like to mention is the author's writing style, because it's exquisite and very descriptive, so that she really manages to transport you into the hidden world between the pages of her book. And as to the title, the idea of home, of coming home, it's a very important theme throughout the novel, and the author explores it from all sorts of different angles, so that was an interesting reading experience as well. I wish I could go into more details as to why I love Coming Home though, but I really don't want to spoil it for you, so I'll just encourage you to please read it, and don't forget to tell me what you thought of it. If they ever make any adaptation of the story, I'm sure I'll watch it and review it, but for the moment I believe that this is all I have to say about Coming Home. Thank you so much for watching my review of it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you thought of it and what are your own thoughts regarding this book. or anything that's relevant to it, like the movie as well. In the description box below you can find a link to the Goodreads page for the book, as well as a link to the IMDb page for the film. And well, I'm Caro Herrera, the Mental Traveler, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you're in the world. I'll be seeing you soon, take care, and goodbye!